Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back, and a special welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming by and joining the family here. So you'll have to check out, there's a lot of playlists that I have, reading through, let's say, like the book of Psalms, the book of Proverbs. Right now I'm doing a series on common sayings, common everyday sayings that are actually from the Bible. And I've done about 40 so far, and I still have several more to do. So that is a regular one that I'm doing, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, welcome. So I was hearing from the Holy Spirit the last couple days because of something that happened. And the phrase that came to my mind was, seriously, what would Jesus do? So, and I'll get into that. Yeah, so, and sometimes you see, maybe you saw him previously a lot more than now, I don't know, but bracelets, like those rubber bracelets that would say WWJD, what would Jesus do? And yeah, I'm really thinking they are a good idea because, you know, as we go throughout our day, things happen, things come up, we hear things, maybe whatever it is, where we need to react or not react, or different circumstances. And yeah, so I'll tell you guys about what just happened with me and a couple of my friends, and I'll try to make it short because it's kind of a long story. But I thought I was hearing from the Holy Spirit to do a video on this about, seriously, what would Jesus do? And we probably know the answer to that in most situations. And I'll go over some Bible verses in a minute, and just about showing love, forgiving, turning the other cheek. Yeah, those are probably the main ones. Yeah, so, okay, so what happened was I have two friends, and I'm older than them just a little bit, so I'm kind of like an older sister, and I've known them since we were all kids. So, yeah, so that's been, you know, obviously decades. And so they are really close, but or I should say they were really close, but they've had a lot of falling outs, and then reconciliations, and then falling out again over many years. And I'm kind of always in the middle and refereeing, you know, maybe this one will be saying, oh my gosh, you know, I miss her so much. Tell her, you know, this and that, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, whatever it is. Tell her I love her, I miss her, whatever. And the other one, and I'll just say there are drugs involved. And so sometimes you hear things, you don't know where someone's at when they're actually saying something, if they're in the right headspace or not. And so, and I would say with one of the people, it's probably most often not, unfortunately. And that's definitely a prayer point. But, so the other day, let's see, yeah, I've been in the middle, oh my gosh, for a while. And so basically one of them was saying, you know, tell them hi for me. I really miss them. And, you know, I'm remembering all the wonderful times we had, all the great memories we had when we were younger. I really miss her and love her and all that. So I passed that on to this person, and they basically flipped out. They were just like, they can screw off, except they said a different word, and they can just, I don't want to hear from them ever again. They can die for all I care. And I'm just summarizing. This was a long message. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, what? And I thought, okay, are the drugs speaking? Who even knows? And then she said, well, they called me all these names the other day and, just being really mean and awful to me. I was like, really? And I don't know if that's true. I'm like, oh my gosh, so much drama. And so I message the other person because I thought, well, this might not even be true. And, I can't stand it when people lie and make up things and all of that. So I thought, well, I'm just going to ask. So I asked this person, hey, she said you just called her these names the other day, and I just left it at that. She said, yes, I did, like in all capitals. I'm like, okay, well, can you be surprised that she doesn't want to talk to you and doesn't want to hear from you? I'm like, oh my gosh. And this person is a Christian. But some people, just depending on their walk, and I'm not judging or anything. I make mistakes all day long. I need help from Jesus and the Holy Spirit and God all day, every day. And I'm not perfect or anything. And yeah, no judgment, just being in the middle and seeing all this going on and this horrible name calling and telling someone, telling me to tell them, I hope you die. You can die for all I care and all this stuff. And, they have a really long history of being really close friends. So it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so the Christian person was like, yes, I did say that. I'm like, oh gosh, okay. And so I was messaging back with the other person. I think we were talking about other things, and she was saying, yeah, basically, I never want to hear from her again. And oh, guess what? I started going to church. I was like, wow. And again, I don't know what's true and what's not. And for all I know, it could be a satanic church or something like that. And I know where she lives. It's a tiny town. And so I looked up on Google Maps just to see churches in the area. And I wanted to see, I said, oh, that's awesome. Which one are you going to? And I might even said, what kind is it or something. And so she told me the name of it, and I saw it on the map. And I'm thinking, okay. And I just read some reviews and, just to see, because if it was saying something bad or saying, they worship Satan or anything like that, I would have, brought that up, like, you might want to stay away from that and all that stuff. But it looked like a Christian church. And she was telling me about that and like their get-togethers and those things. And I'm thinking, okay. And I wanted to ask more questions like, did you just recently become a Christian? Because I've never known her in all the decades that I have known her to be a Christian. That's why I said she could be going to a satanic church for all I know. And but I didn't ask any of that. Like I said, if the drugs are in effect, you just don't know what the answer is going to be, or if it's going to be the truth, or you might not hear anything back for a month or more. And so I just said, that's great. She was going to potlucks and this and that. She said they're all very nice. And I'm thinking, okay, if you're going to church now, I mean, obviously if she's a new Christian, and it does take time to get out of old habits like cussing out someone, being hateful to someone, saying that you want someone to die, sometimes, and it's ongoing, I've been an official Christian for 13, going on 14 years. And yeah, I'm learning stuff every day and trying to do better and, getting my thoughts under control and all that stuff. And I was just thinking, what would Jesus do in that situation? He would love the person. So this person over here, she completely, well, it goes both ways, because this person was calling her names and doing all this stuff, being really rude, which she shouldn't have done in the first place. You need to not do that. As a follower of Jesus, we need to not do that. We might want to, and it might be hard to not do that, but sometimes, we just have to put down our phone and walk away, or walk away from the computer, laptop, whatever, tablet. If you're going to send an email or whatever it is, just walk away, go do something else, be like, stop. Because Satan wants you to do that. He wants you to send nasty, awful messages, hateful messages, just disgusting and hateful and spiteful and vengeful and all of that. So yeah, as followers of Jesus, we need to not be doing that and to get control over that, because that is all Satan. So yes, that friend shouldn't have done all that. But then this friend, she obviously reacted and was, not at the place to be, okay, I forgive you. Please don't talk to me like that. Whatever it ends up being, if you can't not say those things to me, I don't want to hear from you again. Who knows? There's so many things that could happen. But she wasn't at that place either. So it's just going back and forth. And I've heard this isn't just the only time. It's been going on for years. And like I said, they'll reconcile, and then there will be a huge blow up. And one of them is bringing up stuff from the past, maybe 20, 30 years ago. And then the other one's bringing up stuff from decades ago. So yes, so I just kept hearing, seriously, what would Jesus do? He would show love and forgiveness. And this might just be for me. This might be for someone watching or listening. Maybe there's someone in your life that is pushing all your buttons and making you feel those things. So let me read a couple verses. And I did a quick search, and there are 36 verses in the Bible about loving the other person, loving each other, showing love. So the first one is John chapter 13, verses 34 and 35. So this is Jesus talking. So we might want to pay attention when Jesus is talking. Okay, so John 13, 34, 35. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love to one another. So he says it over and over, to love one another. And yes, oh my gosh. And sometimes it can be really hard. And, you might not like someone, but we're called to love them. Like I said, if you have to just walk away, turn your phone off, not look at it, whatever. If you need to block their number for a while, if they're just repeatedly, and you can tell them, okay, if you don't stop, I'm going to block your number until you can calm down. Because no one needs to be getting berated like that all the time. And the other person shouldn't be doing it. So that is one verse. The other one is Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. And this is about loving your enemies. So this is Jesus talking again. All right. So, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Okay, so there's a lot in that right there. So this is talking about people that hate you, people that use you, that persecute you, that curse you, and your enemies. So, I mean, that's a lot of people right there, a lot of categories that people could fall into. And we all have, you know, people that don't like us. We all have enemies. We all have whatever it is. Yeah, so we are called to love them, bless them, pray for them. And I've had to remind myself of all those things many times, especially as I'm walking with Jesus and my eyes are opened more and more every day, every year. And it's like, oh gosh, okay, I need to pray for that person, even though, you know, maybe I can't stand them or something like that. So maybe this is a message for someone. Let me know down below if that makes sense. You don't have to put, you know, any personal details if you don't want to. Like, oh yeah, that's me and my friend, you know, Jim or whatever, you know, unless you want to. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think, and I will see you in the next video. All right, God bless.